Good morning, children. So let's revise the chapter Birth today, written by A.J. Cronin. So first of all, I'll let you know about the chapter sketch. Dr. Andrew Manson has just begun his medical practice in the small Welsh mining town of Blenheim. So beta, he is a fresher doctor. When he returns from the terrible evening with his girlfriend Christine, Joe Morgan approaches Dr. Andrew Manson to help in the delivery of his wife. So whenever he comes back, he found Joe Morgan over there. His wife was expecting after 20 years. He was worried, but he had a faith in doctor. Dr. Andrew Manson had to put in much labor in the delivery as his mother requires much attention before she is revived. Further, the baby was not breathing. Usually all the knowledge and intuition, Dr. Andrew Manson makes more efforts to revive the child. After almost half an hour frantic efforts, he succeeds and comes away with a sense of achievement. So he got success after his great efforts, ceaseless efforts. So I'll let you know about the characters found in the chapter. First is Dr. Andrew. It is already discussed with you people. Young medical graduate working in the small mining town. On the call of the Joe Morgan, a miner, Dr. Andrew manages to help in a difficult birth and saves baby life due to his knowledge and efforts. So he uses his brain, he practices whatever was taught in the during his MBBS. Joe Morgan जो है, he is a minor husband of Susan Morgan का है. Fine. He asked Dr. Andrew Manson to help his wife's delivery and reposes full faith in the doctor. So he comes here with his wife as she was expected, and he says that he believes in you. So Susan Morgan's जो mother है वो tall है, grey haired है, 70 years की है. He is concerned about the daughter's happiness. Midwife है, pessimistic है about child survival. As when he found the child was not breathing when born, but still dutifully assists Dr. Andrew Manson in his work. So we come to the story starts from here. First para. Joe Morgan was waiting for Andrew. Dr. Andrew had recently graduated from medical college. He was practicing an assistant to Dr. Edward Page in small Welsh mining town named Blenheim. One night he was returning home when he found Joe Morgan waiting for him help outside the doctor's home. He had been there for more than an hour. He had been looking relaxed to see the doctor. He informed that the doctor was needed at their home, as his wife was expecting to deliver a baby after 20 years of marriage. Dr. Andrew asked him to wait for the few minutes. He went inside, got his medical bag and set out for Joe Morgan's house. So he said, let me pick up my bag and then I'll be accompanying you. So Dr. Joe Morgan stopped outside the house and requested Dr. Andrew to go inside alone. Through the narrow staircase, the doctor reached a small, clean but scantily furnished room. He found two women beside the patient. Susan Morgan's mother, a tall, grey-haired woman of nearly 70, and elderly midwife. Susan's mother offered him a cup of tea, so Dr. Andrew sensed that he didn't want him to leave, as there would be some waiting period. Doctor was tired but still decided to stay. An hour later, Dr. Andrew went to check the patient and came down. The restless footsteps of Joe Morgan could be heard as he paced the street outside. So he had a cup of tea. He was worried also. He waited outside in the room. Mother as well as this midwife was sitting. Okay. Next is Dr. Andrew's mind wandered. So while he was waiting, Dr. Joe Andrew was so much deep in his thought that the voice of the old lady surprised him. She informed him that her daughter didn't want him to give her chloroform if it would harm the baby. Dr. Andrew replied that it would not do any harm. Just then he heard the midwife's voice. It was past 3:30. The doctor Andrew perceived that it was time for him to start working on the delivery. So earlier he was waiting outside. He found that his labor pain still going on, and then he found the accurate time. He went inside. So horrifying dilemma. After a hard struggle for an hour, the child was born and perfectly formed baby. Unfortunately, it was not breathing. A shiver of horror passed over Dr. Andrew. He had promised the family so much. He wanted to resuscitate the child, but the mother herself was in a desperate state. He gave the child to the midwife, turned his attention to the Susan Morgan and the mother, who was lying unconscious. Her pulse was slow and her weight strength was reducing. So he tried his level best. Okay, then he wanted to save the life of the both, and then he handed over the child to the nurse, and he started giving his focus to the mother. Then, after a few minutes of continuous efforts, he stabilized her by giving her an injection. Then he asked for the child. The midwife had kept her